Chapter 65:20. Charlie's spiritual consciousness found a large number of murals in the four-sided treasure tower. The murals were all portraits of the Buddha. If you look closely, each of the Buddha's gestures is different. And among them are the handprints that he saw under the aurora. This further strengthened his judgment that the mysterious things in his sea of consciousness were inseparable from the four-sided treasure tower. He thought, could this be the Buddhist method of cultivating spiritual energy? Otherwise, how could there be so many complicated hand seals? However, he still had some worries in his heart. Last time, he practiced that hand seal. So he was caught by that weird thing and was severely cheated. Now, the hand seals on the wall have increased several times. If he accidentally practices a big bug, wouldn't it be a bigger loss? With this thought, he thought about withdrawing his consciousness. No longer paying attention to the four-sided treasure tower. And even no longer using that set of hand seals. So as not to be deceived again. But the next second, he changed his mind and thought. Although I don't know what these hand seals are used for, I can be sure that if I want to see them again in the future, I can only come to this place again. Although the quality of this thing cannot be determined for the time being, it is useful to find a way to remember them. So, he did not dare to delay and immediately began to familiarize himself with all the Buddha's hand seals in the entire treasure tower until he knew all the hand seals by heart. After doing all this, Charlie's consciousness wandered around the inside of the four-sided treasure tower again. After finding that there was no other hidden content, he withdrew his consciousness and took the elevator back to the ground with everyone. Ethan didn't know why Charlie came all the way to touch the four-sided treasure tower. But he was educated by Maria since he was a child to be very sensible. He knew that he shouldn't ask about things, no matter how curious he was, so he didn't say a word about this matter. Instead, after the military representative left, he asked Maria and Charlie, "Miss, what are Mr. Wade's plans next?" Maria looked at Charlie, her eyes seemed to say that everything was up to him. Charlie didn't hesitate at all and said directly, "Thank you, Grandpa son, for arranging a car to take us to the airport. We will return to Aurora Hill." "Okay, Mr. Wade." Ethan sent the two back to the airport. And they immediately took the business jet they came in and set off back to Aurora Hill. On the plane, Maria asked Charlie, "Young master, is the thing that sucked away your spiritual energy really related to the treasure tower?" Charlie nodded and said, "There should be a connection. But I haven't figured out what the specific relationship is." As he spoke, he also told Maria about his discovery. After hearing this, Maria asked in surprise, "There are so many hand seals in the treasure tower? Are you going to give it a try, master?" Charlie shook his head and said, "The spiritual energy created by the hand seal does not seem to be created for me, but for the things in my sea of consciousness. That thing is so overbearing, I dare not try it again for a while." Maria smiled and said, "You don't have to be too nervous, master. Although we lost a lot of spiritual energy and elixirs this time, it may be a blessing in disguise. It may be a good thing for you." Charlie said, "The four-sided treasure tower is a national treasure. That thing originated from the four-sided treasure tower. It should not be a very evil thing. It's just that it is too scheming, which makes me a little uneasy. I can ignore the previous things, but what frustrates me is that I will never dare to use that hand seal again. The spiritual energy generated by that hand seal is completely out of my control. And that kind of spiritual energy is even more overbearing. My spiritual energy in front of it can't resist it at all." Maria couldn't help but say with regret, "Young master, you finally found a valuable channel to obtain spiritual energy. But you didn't expect it to be a trap. It seems that you have to find other ways in the future." After saying that, she suddenly thought of something and asked him, "Young master, have you ever thought about when that mysterious thing entered your sea of consciousness?" Charlie said, "It is likely that when I just got the four-sided treasure tower, it once sucked my consciousness into it. When the consciousness returned, the thing may have followed into the sea of consciousness." Maria nodded slightly and murmured, "The four-sided treasure tower told you all its secrets. I think it should trust you. If it sent something into your sea of consciousness at that time, I think it probably wouldn't have any malicious intentions. Today, you found more handprints inside it. Maybe it did it on purpose.